Ivy had 10 babies. We're so excited. She's a first-time mom and did amazing. We are so proud of Ivy. She kind of had a little bit of a story here with this litter. We have a boar that we thought wasn't doing his job. Because he took a little longer to get the girls pregnant than we thought. But he did do his job because we took Ivy and Petunia over to another breeder's place to be bred, and with one of her boars, which was very sweet of them to allow us to do that. And while she was there, after about a month, this breeder told me, I think Ivy's pregnant, and I think she's due probably next anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks. And so while she was there, about, I don't know, 3 days before we were supposed to pick her up, guess who had babies in the field on her own? 10 of them as a mom. Ivy. Ivy did an exceptional job. She's a good mom. She is protective, but also loving and allowing us to be part of her family. And a huge thank you to the breeder that we had her at, because they did an exceptional job of taking care of her and the babies and setting up a little area for them to kind of nest out there in that little enclosure. And oh, hi. What? Am I talking about your babies? Huh? Am I talking about you? Yeah. Anyway, they did such a great job, and we are very, very grateful. And it's awesome to know that she did so well. And this is something that we look for in an IPP, is having the good births, having to be able to do these births on their own without much complication, if any. Also, being gentle enough that if we did need to get in there and help, that we can. Right after Ivy had her babies was when this breeder had come out to the field to do evening rounds and found Ivy with her babies. And Ivy had only been with this breeder for a month, and she still allowed her to come in, be with her babies, get them organized, check them to see if they were male or female, and not attack her. She stayed close. She did make sure that her babies were okay, but she still allowed someone else to come in and help out that she didn't necessarily totally and fully know, like she's been with us. So that was just awesome. I'm very, very proud of Ivy. I'm happy with how Ivy has turned out and the mom that she is. And so today I want to talk to you about 12 different things that we look for when we're trying to identify if a baby is breed quality or not, whether or not they're going to go to the butcher or they are good enough quality to be bred in the different traits and appearances and personality. Ivy just walked through my tripod and now there's mud all over it. I can't believe she fit. But anyway, the quality that we look for, because not only do we want to keep ones for ourselves that are going to carry on those same traits and be good quality animals for having more babies for our own purposes, but also for those that we also sell them to. We want to make sure that they have those traits that are well deserved and are quality for the amount of money that people are paying. So it's also important that we come out here every day and be around these little ones, because as you can see, just sitting out here each day, I've been out here with them, I think, the past 4 days, even if it's just 10 minutes at a time. And just now doing the video, as you can see, they are now they're tickling my backside, but they're more comfortable. They're curious. They want to know what's going on. They want to smell me. They want to, put their nose on me. Mom's hanging out, not caring. And so you want to be able to spend time with them, because when you sell your babies, you want to make sure that they've been around people, that they're not skittish, that they are, that they're friendly. And so, where'd you go, little one? That's what we love about them. And so spend time with your pigs. She had 7 girls and 3 boys. Can you believe it? The first thing you want to look for is you want to look at their nipples. This little guy might let me kind of look. But you want to, they're so lazy. But you want to look for 10 or more equally spaced nipples, because you want them to have good nipples. You want them to produce their milk really well, and you want to make sure that they have enough for the amount of babies that they have. Hi, Ivy. Because pigs can have 5 babies, 4 babies, but they can also have 10, 12, 14 babies. And so, if Ivy hadn't had 10 nipples and equally spaced, the babies would have had a hard time getting to the nipples. They also may not have had enough nipples, and 2 of them could have been kind of kicked out and not survived. She may not produce enough milk for all of them. So it's really important that you make sure that for a breed quality IPP, that you look for 10 or more evenly spaced nipples. Number 2, you want to look for a more upturned snout. When you're looking at the little piglets, they'll have a lot more wrinkles on the top of their snout. The shorter doesn't necessarily keep them from being breed quality, but you just want to look for that more even proportion, turned up snout that sometimes is a little wider. Usually the ones that are more straight tend to have a little bit more of a narrowing as it goes to the tip of the snout from the face. And so you want to look for that more turned up nose where it just kind of angles backwards, which is really great for a grazing pig, because you got to remember they're grazing on the dirt, they're grazing on the ground. They don't do a lot of rooting. And so that upturned nose is what we're looking for. If their snout tends to be more shorter but has the upturned nose closer to the face, they just may have more of the coony part of the breed in them in that one. So like I said, it doesn't keep them from being an IPP and being part of that breed quality for registered breed, but it just means that those ones might have more of a coony part of their actual breeding. I took a biggie real quick. Oh, they're just so sweet, you all. Seriously, if you are considering raising pigs, I highly suggest IPPs, because honestly, they are the animal that made us want to extend our ranch. Here you go, Mama. Okay, so see, Ivy heard her baby squeal. She came over to check out what's going on. She saw that the baby was safe with me. I let her have her baby back, knowing that, so she could see that her baby is safe with me in here. And she went right back to eating. And so that's a trust. That's the good nature of the IPPs. That's the relationship that we've built up, that she sees us out all the time. She knows that we are safe. And so, but she was still a mom who takes care of her babies and wanted to check and make sure that they were safe. So that was awesome. I'm glad you guys got to see that. And of course, the little girl went right back over to picking on her brothers and sisters and nudging them and kind of nipping at or biting at them. They're so funny. Number 3, you want to look for the back to be nice and straight, you know, from the neck all the way down to the tip. You don't want them to have kind of that rounded, tucked in butt because more than likely the legs are not positioned in the right place as well. So you want to look for that nice flat back. Number 4, you want to look for that defined shoulders that are proportioned with the body. The male shoulders might be a little more broad than the female shoulders, but they want to be, I don't want to say meaty, but they want to be defined. You want to be able to tell that those are shoulders. Which leads us to number 5. You also want to have a well-defined ham. So in their butt region, you want to be able to have where it's defined. You can tell that that is the ham, that is the butt, and you want to be able to see that musculature go all the way down into the leg where the hock is. And the hock is basically the knee joint, you could call it, but it's the first joint that's in the leg. And you want that musculature just to be all defined all the way down to that hock. So those are really good qualities to look for. You want them to be nicely built. Number 6, you want their eyes to be alert. You want them looking forward at you. You want them to not have the droopy eyes. You want their eyes to be nice and open. Number 7, you want them to have really up straight, erect ears, or they can also have front floppy ears. So there is 2 different kinds. They both hit breed standard, but you can either have the upright, really erect ears or floppy ears. But you want them to be equal. Number 8, the legs of your pig should be straight, and they should be squared with the body. And at the bottom by the feet, the cleat in the back part of the actual foot area should be off the ground when they're standing. Otherwise, that means they kind of have a weak leg, a weak foot, a weak area in that, and it's not as good posturing for the pig. And you don't want any weak areas because you want them to be able to move around, to be able to pass on those good breed qualities. Okay, so number 8, straight legs, squared to the body, cleat off the ground. She's right here, Ivy. Okay, number 9 is they may or may not have wattles. So wattles is not anything that has to do with making sure that they are breed quality. So the wattles come from the cooney part of the pig, and some of them are born with wattles and some of them are not. And so they're great either way. Number 10, the neck should be a medium length. So a good proportion to the body, not short and close to the shoulders, but not excessively long either, but just kind of a medium length. Number 11 is color. Color doesn't matter. There's a mixture of colors in the IPPs, from black, orange, kind of a cream color, some of them in white. You'll see that they're all kind of multicolored. I've never seen one with all one color, but ours tend to be mostly black and white. They do have a little bit of, I want to say, highlights of orange on them, or kind of a yellowish on them. But there is a variety. Some are mostly all cream colored with a little hint of black. Some are mostly orange color with a hint of black or white. And so don't like color. That doesn't matter as far as part of the breed quality. And last, number 12. They need to be friendly. If you have one that's more aggressive in nature, which I'm trying to think if I have actually ever met one that's aggressive in nature, but I don't think I have. But if you do, that is not a breed quality. That is not a quality that we want to keep. That is not a quality that we want on our ranch. That's we want the animal to be able to trust us, know that when we enter into the pens, enter into the field, that we are not going to hurt them. We don't want them to hurt us. So IPP is one of the qualities that needs to be, is that they're friendly. I try not to pick them up too much right now. They're only, oh, this one came over to me. See? They start to come over to you. They get used to you when you sit in here with them. They start wondering who you are because they're so curious. I try not to pick them up too much right now just because it makes mommy nervous when they start to squeal. And she's a first-time new mom who's only had babies for a week. And I know how nervous I was when I had just one, let alone 10. So I don't want to make her nervous. I don't want to upset her in any way. I want her to enjoy being a mom and to know that her babies are safe. So thank you all for hanging out with me today as we learned 12 different things that we look at when we're trying to find our breed quality piglets and getting to see our new piglets. We're so excited. And if you haven't subscribed or liked or shared our channel, I really encourage you to do that today. We'd love to have you as part of our Sweet Bailey Acres family. And from Sweet Bailey Acres, have a blessed day. Good mama. I know. You're being good to your babies. Yeah. I know. Oh. Oh. Ah. Somebody's wanting rubs. Oh, piggy fights.